it's just a question out of curiosity. If you fall in love with a man and then you find out he's been with 10 other girls intimately,
or
would
100?
that be 10? Would that be a deal breaker for you? I want to know, like, I don't know. I'm not in this world, so I don't know.
I feel like if a guy checked off all the boxes for me and he was like no longer in that lifestyle, if it was something that he did like a while ago, then I feel like it wouldn't matter too much to me. But if he's been with like 100 girls, then yeah, I feel like that would be like a problem.
What if I change my ways? I leave her, I become a man of God, and I decide that I want to be one of these trad con internet guys, and that, you know, I'm going to like totally change my whole life, rebrand as a man of God.
We would disciple you and work on your marriage with her.
Don't be underwater. Come on, man.
You guys would have counseling and all that good stuff.
I just want to know if that is a possibility.
Well, I think there's like redemption, kind of what he was saying, what she was saying. Like, I think people can like be promiscuous, and then I think that they can like kind of like turn from that and be like, okay, I don't want to be that way anymore.
And that 10's promiscuous.
I don't know.
I'm just curious.
I do feel like I know it's so bad. I feel like guys and girls are very different. So I feel like 10 like for a girl is like a lot, but also like for a guy, yeah, it kind of is like.
I do think that if you did that and you're like, I'm done with, you know, the porn world.
Greatest story arc ever.
I know, and I'm gonna be like, I mean, like you said, a man of God, and you stayed with Lena, and you just
stay together.
Yeah, of course, you're married.
That's a possibility.
And really focused on your family, raising your kids. I think it would set an incredible example. It would probably help many people realize that the lifestyle they're in with porn is harmful. To see two people leave that industry and say, no, we're going to build something beautiful and secure and committed together.
But why aren't they building something secure and beautiful?
If a guy was
now?
with 100 girls, probably not.
Okay, he was with 300 before I started dating him. That's why I'm like, is there something up about me that I literally cared this much?
I was wilding. Yeah, like in retrospect, I don't know what the hell I was doing. Like I was just really trying to fill this hole in my heart with just fucking as many random girls as I could. And then once I got into a relationship and felt like I kind of shook off that whole mentality, I definitely did feel a lot better. My thing is that I think the average guy might need to catch, 50 bodies before he realistically has like a real perspective on the size.
I just
of
the way he talks always is like.
Nah, but like personality wise, sizing wise, there's just so many things that I feel like you're gonna figure out once you slept with a bunch of people.
I disagree with this size conversation you always want.
But Adam,
there's a lot of different sizes.
I've been with my wife and 2 other women. I could assure you that my sex life is thriving and just fine after 15 years of being together.
So
I don't think you. No, I know.
Well, it is good because you
know better.
have less knowledge of what is out there, so it's like
wife.
it's harder for you to have your mind wander
Well,
to like what could be out there, which is good.
There's
honestly.
a freedom inside of a covenantal relationship to try things and to explore and to do things that. If you're out here and you're raw dogging it, you don't know who has what and all the stipulations that go into that life, there's a freedom you have, there's a protection you have, there's a trust that you have in a relationship where it's just you and the other person.
And that's why I do think that the sexual revolution has overall been probably negative for most women, because the truth is that as a man, you can have sex with any woman and, bust a nut in 5-10 minutes and you're good. You just had a good time. Whereas for a woman, realistically, the first time you have sex with a guy, you have like an infinitesimal percentage chance that you're going to orgasm, and you're realistically only going to end up having positive sexual experiences by sleeping with the same guy over and over and really learning how to connect with him.
It's called marriage.
Totally, and I get that. I also just think women, should feel free to do what they want to do, but I also, in terms of what I would tell, any woman in my life, what I would recommend for them, I would say, hold your vagina in high esteem and don't like just be handing it out willy-nilly, because realistically the most leverage that you have to get a guy to take you serious is by holding out on sex and forcing them to show some serious amount of interest in you before you give into that. That being said, if a woman just wants to have sex too, I'm not opposed to her.
Adam 22 promoting abstinence. I love it.
Well, I do think it's
amazing.
Just, as a woman, that is like the sole superpower that you have. Now, we had sex the first night that we met and it still worked out, but I do think that there's been many times in my life where a girl might have made me wait like even 2 weeks to sleep with her, and in that 2-week time period we were texting and going on dates and hanging out, and it kind of forced me to take her serious as a.
But what happened after she did you stay with her?
Some of them I've stayed with them for a few more weeks.
But do you think that experience says something, like even the way women are wired, like you said, like a woman needs to really typically get to know the man, like, I mean, that's the power of a marriage, is you're really committed, you're going to see what works for each other sexually, so there's this like hedge of protection around your sex life, which is this beautiful thing. It opens all these opportunities for you to really explore together. But don't you think that says something about morality? Like our bodies say something actually about morality, meaning women can get pregnant from sex. Women need to really be known and feel close and comfortable and be able to be vulnerable in order to be even able to orgasm typically. And so there's something written into our actual bodily design for monogamy.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I take it that serious that it's like, hardwired into us. I think so much is just that's the bargaining chip
And
that
marriage
women
doesn't
have.
guarantee an orgasm. I mean,
Well, of course not. You've got to work at it.
Adam,
And
you just said that when you
together.
sorry,
Go
you
ahead.
just said that when you slept with those 300 women, you said I had a hole in my heart. That's like one of the most evangelical Christian things people say, right?
Well, you tell me, I didn't know that. Yeah.
that they're trying to fill something, and so they're going out and they're trying to fill that void with something that could only be filled with God.
But the truth is that I had to sleep with some number of women in order to feel like I had enough life experience to then settle down. Like I can even rewind my life to when I was, in my early 20s, and there was a girl I dated for a few months, and she was awesome. She was like, we still are friends, we still talk here and there. She wanted to settle down with me, and I just kind of knew at the age of like 23 that I just had a lot of living to do and that I wasn't going to be able to really settle down in a relationship, even if the girl that I was with at the time was pretty great, just because I didn't have enough life experience.
But why do you feel that way? I got married at 23, 19 years later, we're great, we're doing well, we have 2 beautiful kids.
No, and there's part of me that kind of wishes that I had been mature enough to have been able to like accept that relationship for what it was, but I think I would have cheated nonstop. I think I would have been a total piece of shit. I think I needed to like kind of get some of my wild oats out there before I was able to settle down.
you need to have a hoe face.
I think everybody needs a hoe phase. The
I
question is just
I
how
don't
long
have
it
a
hoe
lasts.
phase.
I didn't
Even
have a
those
hoe
2
phase.
bodies you got, that was a little bit of a hoe phase, right?
I mean,
I
before
say something?
Jesus,
Yeah, all right.
Let's get
Can
a couple
I say
chat.
something? I
Go ahead, really
completely
quick, then
agree
I'll-
with you, and actually you too. Like, I completely agree with you. I'm not talking about having one-night stands. I don't have one-night stands. I meet guys that I think I might date, that I think potentially might go somewhere. We hook up, we date, it maybe only lasts 3 months. But I'm not doing it like for a one-night stand. I'm not doing that. I'm being very, very, very careful. I genuinely interested in them. I genuinely think it might go somewhere. And my parents are divorced. I'm very, very careful of who I'm going to settle down with, who I'm going to have kids with. So I think that like there's a point that's misunderstanding. Like I'm super Republican, I'm super traditional, but I'm not going to settle down with the first opportunity, because I will never put my kids through a divorce. I will never put my kids through watching a family fight or parents fight. So I think that's where I misunderstood. I wish that I was, how old did you say? You were 23?
I'm 38, I got married at
No,
23.
yeah, I wish that I met my person at 19 and married at 23. I wish that, but that didn't happen for me.
Sorry.
But I have to vet them. I'm not just like fucking people to fuck them. I'm dating them. I'm dating them.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely being super careful. I believe in what you believe in, but I didn't get as lucky to just meet my person at 19. You know what? I had my whole life planned out with someone who I thought I was going to marry, and then it didn't go the way that was planned. A lot of people,
Do you think,
that happens.
it sounds like you want marriage, like a beautiful
Yeah, 1,000%. But I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to settle.
I don't think you
She's
should
not
settle. But do
gonna
you
settle.
think that you're maximizing your opportunity for a loving, faithful, committed marriage by doing OnlyFans?
Well, I mean, that's how me and my ex got to our strongest point ever.
But he's your ex. No.
Hey, I don't do
Yeah, but
OnlyFans.
he's my ex. But
But I'm talking to you. Yeah.
He's
but-
my ex because I wanted him to be my ex and not the other way
But
around.
why did you want him to? be
But
your
like
ex?
we were already doing videos and stuff for each other just because we were into it. And then I was like, hey, we can make a lot of money doing this. I got into it on my own without him. But no, I actually will completely say, when I committed to OnlyFans, me and him were not officially together. And I said, this might affect my dating life, but I'm single and I need to live a certain lifestyle and I'm going to do it regardless. And I didn't expect it to get as far as it did. But I also got into a relationship that I never even thought would be a true official relationship ever.
I'm just
And
saying.
so, yeah, it didn't work out, but it's not because of the OnlyFans thing.
Yeah, I think
it has nothing to do with the OnlyFans thing.
I do have to move